And I said, okay. And I think this is going to be part 2. So my doctor said, I cannot live without meds anymore. I need to be med dependent for the rest of my life if I want to not do something I'd regret and not be around for my son, which I would regret. In like me talking to you right now, but in me in super hypermania, like I'm going down the rabbit hole, like I'm never coming out, like mania mode. I can't say, and it's not a crutch. I wish I could say it's a crutch, but these things are beyond my control because I will not make good decisions. And yeah. So when I was in the mania, I had to tell my friends, as my doctor requested, like, you need to tell them what's going on. You need to tell them to watch out for this. You need to tell them because you will notice it. Maybe you will notice it, but you won't care. And you need, when they tell you that you're crossing these boundaries that you have, that you not normally are, or they notice that things are, you need to take their advice and you need to listen to it and you need to come see me like immediately. Like you need to have your friends watch your back essentially. And so I would be like on the phone, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I want to do this and this and this and this. Like this has happened. Someone presented me with this. I'm really, really mad. I want to go to do this and whatever, whatever. Like I probably called my friends like nearly every day at one point, going through this mania. Going to school, going to work full time, my 2 other jobs, and being a single mom. And dealing with mania, and now a boyfriend or a boy I'm dating. Great. So fun. Exactly what I wanted this semester to turn into, right? And they had to keep redirecting me to my goals and to remind me and stay on track, whatever, and just be like, do you want Salem? Do you not want to, like, do you want to leave Salem with blah, 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 and this and that? And I'm like, I don't. And like, and it's not like I would forget. It's just that it's like you're drunk. Like you are totally incapable of like just thinking like when you're not super amped up and manic. Like there's a meme out there. There's a meme. There's lots of memes about my phone. I had actually signed up to be on. So my doctor told me I was bipolar med dependent. I um joined every Facebook bipolar group I could that I thought was relevant and had the members, like not old, and on all my platforms because I just I don't know anybody here. Like, it's not like Vegas or LA where I can talk about my meds to anybody, or even Salt Lake, and they're like, oh my gosh, I hated that med, or oh my gosh, I love that med, whatever, whatever. There is like stigma here. So when I was pregnant and I was having a bipolar, maybe just an emotional breakdown, people were like, oh my gosh, in Idaho, you're going to get your kid taken away from you because you're bipolar. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that where Idaho is? Wow, that is so, no. No, that's pretty much not okay at all. No, I have a mental illness, so you need to take my kid away. No, I didn't kill anybody. I didn't try to kill my kid. No, I hurt my kid. I just have a mental illness, so I'm incapable of caring for a child. Yeah, no. So, so my doctor was like, Cameo, this no med thing was cute, but you need to be med dependent. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no. Here's the hardest thing in life. Knowing that you have to take meds for the rest of your life. And when you're bipolar, it's not the hardest thing in life, but the bipolar thing is there's this thing that we mentally unstable people do is we get on meds and we're like, oh my gosh, we're feeling good, life is manageable, oh my gosh, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm doing really good without these meds, like why am I on these freaking meds, like this is really dumb, like I am really good, like I need to get off these meds and whatever, and then you're like, oh crap, life sucks, I'm making stupid decisions, I need to get back on meds, and like life's good again, oh my gosh, and you just keep doing that. And I told myself, like when I got diagnosed, like I will not be that person, like I will take the meds. But here's the hard part about being med dependent: finding the right meds, the right combination. And when you hear about people say, like, I finally found the right med combination, that is a feat because that takes a long time. It does. And it's hard. And it's frustrating. So the first med I ever got put on was Lamictal when I got diagnosed. And it was amazing. It was so great. I was like calmed. I was getting out of the depression. I was alert. I was like feeling good about myself. And then I got the Lamictal rash. It's a meme. You should look it up. Or Lamictal rash. like just pictures of it. It's like you get necrosis, your skin falls off, and you get an allergic reaction, acute reaction, and then you die. I don't even know, but the necrosis thing scared me, and I got that. One of another memes that I was going to type about earlier was, "Hi, I'm 50 Shades of Bipolar, and I don't have a safe word." You know, like, yeah. So that is like bipolar for me. And so I got on the meds, realized I'm just gonna have to be on these for the rest of my life, and she put me on Lamictal. Great. So she started me out on, and this was right before finals. Great. Right before finals, I have to be med dependent. And she says, it even says on the papers, like, you could be allergic to this if you don't titrate up slowly enough. Weird. So she started me on 25, and my end dose would be 200 milligrams, which I am now on for a week today. But I did not want to be on Lamictal, but it's been great so far. I mean, it's been like a different me every 2 weeks, but whatever, it's fine. But she's like, I do not want to put you on something that you were not on a mood stabilizer ever again. Like, I've seen you on your mood stabilizer, I've seen you off your mood stabilizer, and I've seen you manic. And I got to tell you, like, I don't want to see you with no makeup on. This is not your, this is not your ritual. Like, your ritual is, and your, like, this is like your religion. This is like your, like, what do they call it? The natives call it, like, it's like your religion. Like, this is your culture, like, this is you. Like, this is how you grew up. This is your thing. Like, I'm 36 years old. I'm a makeup artist. Like, this is me. This is my individuality. Okay. So, she's like, I don't want to take that away from you. I don't want to take away your hypersexualism. I just want you to reel it in. I want it to be manageable. I want it to be livable. And meanwhile, I'm like trying to study for finals and do my homework and just stay afloat. I wasn't trying to excel in the semester. I was trying to stay afloat. That was my only goal. Okay? Okay. Great. Fine. Fabulous. Great. Okay. So I don't know how much I should say about this, but let's just say that something happened in school, and I got a talk to about how my style is a little too much, basically. And whatever, long story short, it's a very, very, very long story. I, had debated about this. I had learned about this. We were taught this, whatever. And I brought it up in counseling, and my counselor said, "Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you." Like, no, he didn't say that, but it was like, "How do you feel like you're being discriminated against?" And it was like, that's what I'm feeling. That's the feeling I'm feeling. Like, oh my gosh, like, how could I be so dumb? Like, I've advocated for people. Like, I am the advocate. People come to me to advocate for them because I am a strong personality, and they know that I will, stand up for them. I'm like, let's not talk about that. Like, there's so many stories I could talk about me advocating for people, because people feel comfortable telling me stuff all the time, and I stand up for them because, I was a trainer, and that was my job, was to advocate for whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyways, okay, so I got super just, that mania she was talking about and putting me on pills. Well, she wanted me to pull out of the mania slowly and to avoid the depression. Just kind of like, okay, go out of the mania, but not go into the depression. Just kind of level out. Well, after that conversation I had about my individuality and how whatever, it was not cool, I guess, I went from, like, mania, because I was only on 25 milligrams. So that 25 milligrams out of 200 was not going to do, out of Lamictal, wasn't going to do much. Mania. So then all of a sudden, after that conversation, I was like, and, we had to titrate up slowly, so I'm down here. It was Thanksgiving break. Didn't really feel it. And then it was dead week, and I'm like, Now I could not even crack a book. I had assignments due. I didn't even do them. Like, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Like, I was depressed. I tried to just keep working, keep my mind off of it, but I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And I just, like, just, why? Like, what did I, like, what's wrong with me? Like, if, like, obviously I'm not wanted, so why should I want to be wanted? You know what I mean? Like, why should I be there? Like, why should I do this? And it just was so frustrating. Like, I was just I was melting down. Like, I was, and the day before our first final, I contacted my cohort and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, like, I have not studied. I'm a mess. I want to leave this program. I want to freaking, like, just kill myself, basically. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm not wanted, whatever. And, they were like, oh my gosh, and they totally rallied. And I just love my cohort because they just are so supportive. And they knew when I was in Romania, they knew everything. Like, they knew why I suddenly wanted to do sex education, because, like, with OT, because, like, it was really important to me, because now that I'm back to being, like, the person I, like, now that I'm bipolar, like, so I'm out of my mania, but I'm still, like, a little bit turned up from what I was before my mania. And this is, like, I'm on my full dose of meds. This is it. This is how I'm gonna be. Like, we're not changing the Lectal. We're not changing the Wellbutrin. I'm not having allergic reaction. Like, it is fine. Like, this is so far so good. Like, this is probably what we're gonna stay on for a while. And this is as good as it gets. And this isn't me on a vanilla scoop of ice cream melting. This isn't me, like, exploding rainbow unicorn farts, edible glitter, whatever, sprinkle spray. It's not that, but it's like, it's more, I was here on Mania. You know, this is normal. I was here before Mania, and now I'm just a little bit more. And so they just rallied and they just helped me. Like, I was still depressed about it, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Like, even if I fail, like, A and P, which is I was worried about the most, like, even if I fail my other classes, like, I'm still going to pass my classes, because I, whatever. And, you know, things happen and more things happen and this and that. But, like, listen to me. When I was on the mood stabilizers and I was incapable of being me, I was incapable of expression, I was incapable of even walking normal gait patterns. Like, normal gait patterns, I couldn't even do. Like, I couldn't even stand up straight. I was described as quiet, withdrawn, a good listener. Quiet. That was a big one. They called me quiet. Wow. And when I got off the mood stabilizer, I vowed that I would never let anybody, especially after the abusive relationship I was in, my first husband, and, you know, like, and seeing my friends on my job at the casino, like, seeing how their husbands have taken away their individuality, and just, you know, there's multiple factors, but I said I will never, ever let somebody take my individuality away from me again, because it's not offensive, it's not, you know, like, rude, it's not, it's expression. I have normal hair color. Yes, I do have old piercings. A lot of old piercings. A lot of old piercings. Let's say, like, a dozen. But, I wear bold colors, and I have big personality, and I want to do sex therapy. And, I wear high heels when I give class presentations, because in all of my life, I've always worn heels or nice shoes to give class presentations about research projects. I didn't know I was supposed to wear scrubs. Don't know why that would be even appropriate, but that's what I was told to wear, clothes that I would wear out in the field, which are scrubs, right? Scrubs and, whatever. I'll just wear scrubs for my next presentation. I guess, I don't know. I'm still confused. But, yeah, and it just, like, I don't, there's so much to the story that I really cannot tell, because it's just, the point of this video is, I don't care if you don't like me. I really don't. I don't care if, I have to work next to you and you don't like me. I am capable of being respectful. I'm capable of, working next to somebody and getting the job done and being professional. I've done this for a long time. I've worked with servers that don't like me. I don't like them. I've worked with a lot of people that don't like me and I don't like them. But I've always kept it professional. And I am sorry that when I stand up for myself, I'm labeled as difficult, or I stand up for myself and don't take anybody's crap, and I ask questions and I want to know the answers, or whatever it is, and that's labeled me as a problem, or I bring up things that are wrong that I know that aren't right, and I'm labeled as, whatever. I don't know. It's just, I felt unwanted, and, my friends, there's 16 other people in my program, and they want me there, and that's what's keeping me going. And so I'm doing all these hair things that I planned for next summer still, or this summer still, and I'm doing, so people are like, why are you still doing the summer stuff if you're, for your hair thing, if you're doing OT? And I'm like, you know what, I don't know, whatever lands out on top, I guess, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot, or not take this opportunity I was given to do the OTA program if I have these very profitable endeavors coming up very soon. Knowledge is power, and you cannot, especially tech careers, college of tech careers, they're gonna be good money. My program in the college of tech programs is the second highest paid program per year. You know what I mean? Second highest paid position when I get out. The other one is only a couple hundred, less than $1,000 more. So, and my program is fun, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with people. I love working with people. Y'all know I can talk to anybody. Anybody can talk to me. I'm a people person, and I worked with autistic adults, and cared for them, and it's literally the same thing as OTA. I am really trying to really hard to find differences between rehab, reshab, doing reshab and being an OTA. One, you get paid 3 times more, but the other one, and you have to have training for it. And the other one's people off the street, and I did the same exact things I'm doing now, but instead of doing them for an hour 2 times 3 times a week, I did them for 12 hours 3 times a week. Instead of having a page of goals, I had 16 pages of goals that I had to work on every single shift that I worked, unless there was a night shift and they were sleeping. But then I had to do them whatever. We had to get these 60 pages done every single day. And some people had more goals, and some people had slightly less goals, but there were pages of things that they had to accomplish that day. Goals, you know what I'm saying? So it's just really weird. It's the same thing. And then before that, I worked at a teen shelter. And before that, I did hospice for my grandpa. And whatever, not hospice, but caretaking. And then before that, I babysat all the difficult children and all the church stuff. And I babysat for years. I was the best. People in Vegas, they would drive 45 minutes for me to babysit their kids, when they were whatever. And one time I babysat 40 kids at one time because of a church activity. It was just me. It was fine. I had candy, 2 crying kids on my lap, headphones, and a movie put in. You just gotta do what you gotta do. I babysat the difficult kids, the ones with heart monitors strapped on, the ones with autism, 2-year-old autistic children, things like that. I was the one they called, I got this. It's fine. But, just because I wear eyelashes, ooh, my drag eyelashes, ooh, these are my drag queen eyelashes, and I'm wearing yesterday's eyelashes underneath them, strangely, because I didn't take them all. I didn't have time this morning. But, yeah, because I wear bold lipstick, you had to look really nice before, it's really funny because the OTAs and the OTs, in their uniforms, they were wearing heels. And they were wearing dresses when they were doing these things, and they were wearing, lipstick and, whatever else. Like, so why, just because I wear makeup the way I wear it instead of the way everybody else wears it, if they wear it, like, why is that a problem? Like, I don't, whatever, I'm so tired. But yeah, so I vowed I would never, ever, ever let someone take my individuality ever away again. So I do not know how I did it last semester. I don't know how I passed all my classes. I do not know how I didn't even cry at all. I did it, and that is so amazing to me, because even at one point I was like, I can't fail these classes. I can't. I'm in a program, and at one point I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna fail all my classes. Like, what do I do? Like, I can't study. Like, I'm too depressed. Like, I can't even crack a book without like just like having a total meltdown. Like, I cried, but I didn't cry about school. I cried about like stupid boys, but like when it came to the studying and stuff, like I would just get so just like distraught. Like, I just couldn't even look at a book. Like, it was terrible. So never again, and don't ever let someone tell you that you can't be you. And that's my super long, wow, hour and 10-minute long convo. Life with pee pads. I'm out.